Well, I'm going to start off with the obvious question, and that is, what's it like to write a book with a family member? Either of you can answer if you dare.
It was an interesting lesson in communication and trust, in that I was not very communicative. I chose to write all of my chapters without reading any of my mom's chapters, because I thought that that would allow me to be the most honest about the stories I was telling. But what I really appreciated was that my mom let me do that. So I'm sure it was a very different experience from your end.
I didn't expect it to go that way. I thought we would be passing them back and forth, but you just wanted to do it that way, and that was fine. And then I had to just read her chapters and write my kind of reaction, or we talked. I would say, I think I'm going to tell this story to go with your story. What do you think? And then I would tell it and write it. And then when we were all done, I gave her the whole book and waited a month.
Oh dear.
She didn't read it for a month. Just needed to come down from the experience. And then when she read it, she said, oh, it wasn't as bad as I thought. It was fine. And I said,
there really was something very nerve-wracking in knowing that my mother was going to put in writing all the worries I assumed she had on the years that I was gone. And even when you know someone's worrying about you, just the fact that you don't have to confront it every day or in conversation makes it easier to deal with. So then the fact that it was not only going to be put down in writing, but then it was going to be shown to the world, I was a little bit hesitant to read that. And actually, when I told one of my friends what we were doing, he said, you're gonna let your mom write about everything she worried about? Oh no, that would just be horrendous.
I don't think we as parents understand how much our concerns and worries are absorbed by our offspring, that they try and brush it off, try to reassure us, try and tell us it's going to be okay, that they're not worried, and so we kind of think they're not listening, but I think what they really are, absorbing our worries, and that stops the communication, because they don't want
they don't want to go there. Yeah, they really.
And so that was part of what stopped our communication to begin with, and so when we wrote the book, and I was going to write all the worries, it kind of brought all that back. But there was reasons to worry, and you understand that, especially when the tsunami hit, and of course any parent would worry.
For anyone becoming an adult, I think you want to take responsibility for your own actions, and you want to put your parents' mind at ease that they've raised someone who's independent and capable. And so then, even when you're doing your best and your parents are still worrying, it feels like a small failure every time they tell you that they're worried about you, or that they're praying for you, and you feel that you're somehow failing and becoming an adult. And so that was interesting in writing about events that had happened 3 to 4 years previously, because I told my mother this. I said, you know, in writing these stories that happened when I was 23, 24, 25, I'm worried it's really going to make 28-year-old me regress a little bit, because I'm suddenly going to get dragged back into that mindset and that worry. But what was very nice about it was it instead showed both of us how far our relationship has come from where it was before.